Justin Thames, Director of Governmental Affairs for the Florida Institute of CPAs, and this is Impact Report for the 2019 legislative session. Episode 2, we're going to take a quick look back at the week's activities here in Tallahassee. First, I want to start out, we had a very exciting Tuesday this past week where one of the top issues for both some of the Senate and the House and the business community got temporarily hung up in the Senate. Assignment of benefits reform has been a primary target for many in the legislature and with the Florida Chamber and other business community members to reform the practice of assignment of benefits in the insurance world. That bill this year that would have limited who could recover attorney fees got held up in the Senate Banking and Insurance Committee. It was temporarily postponed, but we expect to see that reemerge next week and the issue continue to make its way through the process. Another issue that we talked about last week was regulatory reform. I mentioned that the governor had a deregathon down at Valencia College. We are starting to see several of the bills and issues that came up through that process emerge and be heard in committee. One in particular is a bill sponsored by Representative Plakin from the Orlando area. It seeks to ease some of the prohibitions for those that have a criminal history from getting occupational licenses. The CPA profession wasn't included in that bill, and we don't expect for it to, particularly during the committee hearing this past week. It was mentioned that certain professions, as it relates to the health and wellness of the public, shouldn't be included in some of these regulatory easements that's in these bills. It was doctors, attorneys, and the CPA profession. So we're going to continue to monitor those pieces of legislation as they come through, but that's just an example of how that is continuing to progress through the process. Another issue that we have kept you updated on lately is the financial literacy bill that will require high school students to have some financial literacy before graduating. That bill seems to be moving relatively quickly through the Senate. It's got one more committee stop next week. Senator Hudson is going to be presenting that bill in the Rules Committee next week. And from there, it'll go straight to the Senate floor, and we expect the House to take it up as well. So some quick progress there on a bill that has taken a couple of years to make its way through, sponsored by Senator Huckel, who recently just passed away. The bill is going to be named after her if it is enacted into the law. So that's a nice touch by Senator Hudson. Finally, one of the things I'd like to mention is another issue that we talked about was the governmental accountability bills that we've been following and speaking on in committee, raising concerns from our state and local government committee members. The companion bill to the Senate, which we've already mentioned to you, was heard this week in the House. Again, we spoke up in committee and raised the concerns related to the audit selection committees and some other audit provisions that our members had voiced. So we're going to continue to speak up when this bill comes up and try to work with the bill sponsors for a better product based on the feedback we've gotten from our members. I'll keep you posted on that. You'll see in some of the other material that we've sent you in this episode of the Impact Report, we've got our bill tracker. We also have got some top news items from the week. We hope you're enjoying this content as we bring it to you on a weekly basis. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to us at govaffairs@ficpa.org. As always, thanks for your support, and we'll look for you next week.